I'll call the meeting to order. This is the Lyme Board of Selectmen special meeting, April 27, 2020. We're doing it via Zoom. It started at 6:37 or so. We have a couple items on the agenda. One is the update to the public safety building project. Mr. Daigle, would you like to just run through where we're at?
Certainly. We received and opened the bids this past Friday. We received 9 bids. And the 2 of the bidders have been selected to be vetted. So the design firm, Silver Petroselli, is going to perform some follow-up questions with those 2 bidders and provide that information to the Vision Committee with a recommendation on how to proceed. The Vision Committee will have access to all 9 bids. We'll be able to generate our own questions for Silver Petroselli. Not sure how long that'll take. We do have a meeting scheduled for this Thursday evening. Depending on the amount of questions that the committee has, we could be in a position to make a recommendation on which contractor we should go with. But it may take 2 meetings depending on the type of questions we have. But the bids are competitive. They're in line with the estimate that the architectural firm put together before we went out to bid. You know, they're within a couple percentage points of it. So that's encouraging. Yeah. We do have the bid all price to add the elevator, which is something we can consider if we want to, as a committee, make that recommendation. And of course, both the Board of Selectmen and the Board of Finance can pass judgment on that if it is part of our recommendation. But we're in good shape. We'll go over, the IT costs at our meeting Friday, because that's also part of the, what the town's going to have to invest in. That hopefully is moved along very well.
That meeting's Thursday, not Friday, right?
Did I say Friday? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's Thursday.
All the days merged together now.
Yeah, it's Thursday and at 6. So we're in very good shape and we're very close. And I would expect that we should be able to get something to the Board of Selectmen here within a week or 2 at the most.
Wonderful news. I pictured it much different than a Zoom meeting when we set off on this. So having the Vision Committee meet Thursday, maybe coming up with a decision. It might be an easy decision. It might be something we want to fine tune and come back to. But regardless, in a week or 2, we're going to want to have a special meeting as we lay out the plan to the Board of Selectmen for your approval, assuming we are at a place where we're going to ask for more appropriations to finish the job, as was discussed at the very, very, very beginning of this. And if I do, I might want to point out the Board of Selectmen approved a $6 million expenditure. It was cut down at the Board of Finance level, but we want to go back with the detail that the Board of Finance has been looking for, and that you also deserve, and give you the level of detail that's been asked for. I'm very pleased that even with this tough time, that we were getting very competitive bids, and like Paul said, we're within just a couple percentage points of being dead on accurate. So Paul, you continue to get praise from me because you're doing a great job with this, and there's still some heavy lifting to do, but I appreciate all the support and all that you've done.
And several staff members, Chief Finkelstein, Bill Scher, there's been a lot of contributions, not to mention Julie Wilson. So it's been a true team effort to get us to this point, and with a little more effort, we'll get ourselves to a point where the town can make a decision and we can go forward with getting ourselves a top-notch public safety building.
Yeah, indeed. Indeed. And Ray O'Connor's listening in to this Selectmen meeting, and Ray is chairman of the building committee, did a marvelous job on the 3 schools. Nobody builds 3 schools at the same time, but we did, and we did that on budget as well. So we'll be able to hand this off to Ray shortly, assuming everything goes as planned, like within the month or 2. And these builders are going to be ready. It's not like there's going to be a big waiting period between selecting the bidder and getting the appropriation money and then moving along. They are all in the 200 to 250 to 275 days to build this renovation. They're all in that mid 200 range. So this is going to still be a 9-month project when we get started. It would seem. So we'll see more. We'll know more. More will be revealed. But we want you to know we're moving along on that. The bids came in a very favorable place for the town of East Lyme, and for all the committees that work so much on this. The initial task force, the vision committee, and then there'll be the building committee. So more coming at you, and be prepared for another special meeting in the next week or two. Okay. And I don't know how that's going to look. I don't know if the architect comes in, I guess maybe, and we share screen and we do it that way. And, we'll, of course, allow the public to join in. They'll want to see the plans. It's exciting. I drove by the building the other day, and it's really exciting that it's going to come to, we're coming down to it now. Thanks again, Mr. Daigle.
My pleasure.
Any questions from the Board of Selectmen? Okay. All right.
Nope.
This was scheduled to be a short meeting. We did most of the work the other evening. It took longer than I looked up at when we got out of the meeting. It was late. So you've had the paperwork in front of you for a little bit. We'll start off with the suggestion that Mr. Daigle had about the professional development accounts in various different departments. And yeah, they're out there. We did an analysis. I think that's part of your paperwork. We looked at it, and frankly, in speaking to most of the department heads that are here on the list, we didn't see a lot of room for cutting out. While it's a good idea that this is going to be a tough year and a tight year, we still have the need for professional development. We have a lot of turnover in our staff. As we've talked about in other meetings, that we have a lot of town employees that are aging out, and we have new employees coming in, and we want to get them certified. There's certain certifications in every job function that we have to achieve, whether it's public works and getting a CDL license, or it's the assessor's office and getting proper accreditation at the tax collector's office and the assessor's office. So that's out there. We want to continue that. We see a lot of the money, a majority of the money goes to police. We'll have a significant amount of training going on in the police department this year as we have new officers that will want to bring more certification to, more classes to, and we're bringing more people on with a couple scheduled retirements coming up in an added position this year, this fiscal year, and another one hopefully in next year. So looking at it, we want to make the recommendation that we leave it alone. It's really actually a bare bones professional development budget when you consider the 120 some odd people. Is it 120 employees, Anna? Something like that, right?
Okay, sorry about that. I had to unmute. We're like 123, 125.
So in the 20s, 120. I thought it was, and I just want to check that. But the list is in front of you. If you have any questions, Anna or myself could answer a few.
I have a couple points. First of all, Anna, thank you for putting it all together, but a point of clarification. When I brought this subject up, I was specifically interested in the account 242 and all the training for professionals and firemen and policemen. I didn't think, nor did I mean to imply that we should look at cutting those.
Of course not.
So this laid it out very well, a lot quicker than I did the other night. So from a professional development for the departments that need it, if you and the department heads feel that has to continue, I might have been misled a little bit by the word convention. Not too many group meetings are going on with conventions nowadays, and I think that's probably going to last into next fiscal year for some amount of time. But as I stated the other night, anything that we're doing for certification. We cannot afford to give up certification. So I want to thank Anna for putting this together, and that's all I have to say on this subject tonight. Thank you.
Thanks, Paul. Paul, yeah, a very good question, and I'm glad you brought it up, because we really want to kind of do that deep dive sometimes. The one convention is probably mine. There's the CCM convention. It's a 2-day. It's usually at one of the casinos, and I don't stay over. I drive home, right? And don't even do the dinners. It's just the training, the municipal training, and the governor that comes in and speaks to the municipalities and gives us his State of the Union for municipalities. Most of the rest of it is training and certification. So yeah, you're probably right. It's the title of the 242 more than anything to throw.
And even conferences, there's not many conferences going on too. Everything's being done this way nowadays.
Right. Well, and you're right. We might see that. It hasn't been the trend yet, but the last thing I want to do when this is over is just jump on a Zoom conference. But you're right. That's how it might. That's a good point. All right. Any other questions on the conferences and the slush funds? No, not at all. Okay, then we'll move on. If you take a look at the revisions that were proposed, I have one correction as we're looking at the bids coming in and realizing that we're going to have the better part of the next calendar year in transition. The facility rental that we shaved $15,000 off of, I want to eliminate that. Waterford has the full amount of $46,000 in their budget as a revenue. So first of all, I don't want to shortchange them. Second of all, we're not going to be out of there in January because we're already going into May and we haven't gotten appropriations yet for this building. And if depending on the additions and deletions we do with this bid in this development, we could be certainly very close to the end of the next fiscal year before we're moving into that building, or there'll be a transition period. So I want to reinstate that $15,000 under Department 216, I think it is, facility rental. So that would drop our savings down to 317 or 312,544 if I knock out the 15,000. Are there any other thoughts or comments?
No, this is pretty much what we discussed at the last meeting.
And we put back in the items that were suggested.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
Yep.
Good. So 312,544 would be the suggested savings out of the budget. Bringing these particular items down, bringing the budget down by $312,000 or $544,000. Do we need a motion, or is this a general consensus?
How about I'll move to approve the Board of Selectmen's list of revisions as updated on April 21st, 2020, and amended on April 27th, 2020.
Second.
Motion second. Any further comments or changes?
Not from me.
This is great work, and and thank you all for your feedback and your suggestions. I think last meeting was very well balanced, and we came up with a lot of good things, and I'm very proud of this. So, all in favor, say aye.
But I think Dan had something to say.
I'm sorry.
No, I
Did
just
Dan
said I fully support it. It was good work.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you. I'm sorry if I missed a hand or whatever. Any other comments? All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Any abstain?
Mark, Sandy also gave me a motion, sent me a motion too about us approving the reductions to the professional development accounts that we reviewed. You would like a motion for that too?
No,
Okay,
We didn't
we didn't reduce any.
reduce
Okay.
any.
okay.
I think Sandy was just trying to be over-prepared, as always, Sandy, just in case. It's a just in case moment.
Okay.
You know me.
So that being the case, we're done with that. I thank you for your service to the town. Is there anything else by the selectmen? Anything we should be considering or thinking, or any observations?
I think we're good.
Yeah, and since we don't have anything on the agenda and it's a special meeting, we have to adjourn.
Move to
Motion
adjourn.
to adjourn.
Excuse me, are we going to have our regular scheduled meeting next Wednesday, or I'm not sure yet?
Is that next Wednesday?
Yeah, first Wednesday of the month.
Yeah, and I think we have some stuff on there too. So yes, we are going to have that meeting.
Thank you.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed?
Nope.
All right, we're out. Thank you for that nice, quick, short meeting. Everybody enjoy yourselves. Stay healthy. Stay inside, or
Thank
at
you,
least
Mark.
walk one way on the boardwalk.
There you go.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
everyone.